Hi everybody, how are you? You're welcome to another video with my little friend Diesel. I hope everyone's doing well. Don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment. This video is all about, making people feel that, anything is possible as long as you put your mind to it. So, I thought the video I published, the first one, that said, Uganda, was it worth it? I felt that maybe I should have given you some backstory regarding, how I came to be here. And yeah, I think that's what this sit down video is about. I hope you kind of pick a leaf from my experience. So yes, I came abroad in 2000. At that time, I'd never flown, I'd never been on a plane. I was living, just, hustling in Uganda. I was working for an NGO, getting, very little in pay. I was a single mom to my daughter who was about 2 at the time. So it was a very challenging time for me, but somehow, because I'm someone who's, positive minded, I'm motivated, I said, you know what, I have to make ends meet. So that's what I was doing. I wasn't living at home anymore with my parents. Typically, Uganda people finish university and, you fly the nest and you just start, getting on with life. So that's what I was doing pretty much. So how did things turn for me from this day? So what happened was I was with my friend. We were in Kampala and I think we were window shopping in the city somehow. So as we were walking past, there are several embassies in that area, including the Dutch embassy there. So I told my friend, you know what? Why don't you just pop into this embassy and see if they have any scholarships? I'd finished uni and my degree was in political science at that time, but I'd also been now doing a lot of social related, work, in terms of helping people in the community. So I told her, let's just pop into this Dutch embassy since it's on our way and let's see. You never know, what's up. So we went into the embassy. And then we spoke to the receptionist. We asked about, do they happen to have any scholarships or any funding for people? So she said, actually, we are currently taking applications for people for scholarships, master's degrees, for people to go to the Netherlands, but you have to be someone who's working within the NGO or development field so that, that's the nature of the scholarships we are giving. I said, you've come, but we are running out of time because you only have a week to submit your applications. Otherwise, you'll have to probably consider applying for next year. So she gave us the details, the forms and everything. Do you know, as soon as I stepped out of that embassy, I went straight back home. I started compiling all the information that they wanted. I said, I have to beat this, this deadline. They wanted paperwork. We had to write a personal statement. We had to give a justification. We had to give our work experience. Like you had to make a CV that, was very good. So that whole week, I remember I just said, I had about 3-4 days to kind of work through it. The day before the deadline, I managed to go and, submit my paper. Now, my friend, because we'd agreed that we'd both apply, at the same time. So when I went to submit my paperwork, my application, she told me that, oh, Rita, I haven't been able to, to finish my paperwork. So I don't think I'm going to submit. But yeah, good on you, just take your paperwork and do it. Hopefully, fingers crossed. So that's what I did. I took my paperwork because I was thinking, even if I don't go through, I'll never feel as if, I didn't do what I needed to do. It won't be a regret. So she said, fine. So I went to the embassy and dropped off the paperwork. This or not, he's going to start barking in a bit, but please just bear with me. So I told, no. So I went to, after dropping off the paperwork, I said, I've done my bit, let me wait and see. So the months went by, I was still working, hustling, whatever I needed to do with my life. And then one day, I get a call. Said, hello, we are calling you from the Dutch Embassy. Is this Rita? Yes. We've got some news for you. You have been accepted for the scholarship. Actually, you're very lucky. There was somebody else in your place. However, they've got a sudden emergency, so they won't be able to accept the scholarship. So would you be interested? And I was like, what? What? I could not believe, people. I was so shocked. I didn't know what to say. I was dumbfounded. So she said, okay, if you're happy to accept, you need to come to the embassy. We'll have all your paperwork ready. Bring you have to get a passport. You have to get a list of documents and things that we are going to need from you. So please come to the embassy and then pick up the initial paperwork. Oh my God, people! I didn't have a passport. I was like a crazy person. I was like, oh my God. I told my dad, people, I've got a scholarship. Everyone was so pleased for me. So that is how, my luck kind of changed, So after that, I had to find somebody to do for me my passport. That was done. Then I went through the whole process of trying to get myself ready. People, I could not believe it for weeks. And then the day came. I took my daughter back to my father's place because, of course, I had to leave the place I was renting and there was no one to look after her. So I went and I took her back to my dad's place and off we went. When we reached Entebbe at the airport, I met up with my other colleagues that were going. There was about 8 of us. So and I remember very vividly, as soon as I stepped on that plane, I said to myself, Rita, you will not come back to Uganda unless you've done something with your life. This is your opportunity. This is your chance. Embrace it. And that was my mindset as soon as I stepped on that plane. I didn't know how I was going to do it. It was a 1.5 year master's program, after which we were supposed to, of course, come back. But I said, you know what? I will sort myself when I get there. So we got on the plane. Scary, first time flying, Reached the Netherlands. Of course, it was a fully paid for scholarship. We didn't have to, and we also had a stipend. So that began my journey. I went, settled in. Everybody was like me, we're all very new to the system. And yes, I just settled in and started my studies. So it wasn't, I was lucky that I didn't, because there's so many ways people go abroad, isn't it? Sometimes people go you go on a student visa, or a visitor's visa, and then people decide, I'm not going back, and then they stay abroad illegally. Others, you hear from other countries, not really Uganda, but other countries, where people take the boats, the crossings, which are very dangerous, via Libya. And I don't think I would have ever attempted, to come abroad if it wasn't legally, only because I had a small child at the time. I wouldn't have had the resources anyway to pay for anything. So again, when my opportunity came that way, I think I felt maybe, I was lucky. So we got to the Netherlands, and then yes, I started to settle in. And in my next video, I'll tell you what those culture shocks were of my time in the Netherlands and what happened, how I, how that study period came about. And yeah, generally the shocks that I discovered, there were a lot of culture shocks. There are a lot of things that I had to kind of, look at and embrace. But I will definitely give you all that in my next video. So People, if you're passing by an embassy, if you're passing by an NGO, drop in. You never know. You never know, that may be your chance. And don't beat yourself up if you're at a stage in your life where you know you're struggling, you're hopeless, you're a single parent, you're living hand to mouth. Remain positive, work hard, and just keep your ears to the ground. Sometimes, you know, and my life and my friend's life, you know, those parts then diverted completely, you know, completely. um she's still in Uganda. I'll tell you a bit more about her, you know, with time. But yeah, this is just, you know, to let you know that, you know, some people that, you know, we end up here, sometimes it's luck, sometimes but it also has to be effort, it has to be determination, it has to be positivity. So please, 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 if you see anything, don't be afraid to ask. Rather get a no, but then you'll know that, you know what, I tried. Okay, people, next video I'll talk about my life in the Netherlands, my culture shocks, and what happened after I finished my degree, because obviously I'm abroad. All right, people, take care, look after yourselves, don't forget to subscribe, like, share, comment, and like I said, you know, there are lots of beautiful, motivating videos coming your way. For now though, bye bye, take care, bye.